All right, we're going to answer a few more questions. First one by Emmanuel Johnson, 97. First of all, try to ignore the swatches in the back. My wife is getting the room repainted, so sorry, that just kind of caught me by surprise. Emmanuel Johnson, 97. What's some home training you can do with no equipment? It's a good question because I get several variations of this question pretty often. All right, so the way to think about this is, what do we need? What qualities and characteristics do we need to become an effective boxer? The number one thing we need is we need to learn how to protect ourselves against punches coming in, okay? Punches getting thrown at us. So we need somebody to throw punches at us. It doesn't cost anything. I mean, maybe a pair of gloves. What else we need? We need to learn how to put an offense together on somebody. How to move while we're throwing punches, how to not get hit while we're throwing punches. Again, all we need is somebody to work with. A couple pairs of gloves, couple mouthpieces, you're like 80% of the way there. Assuming you don't have a sparring partner, what else we need? We need to learn how to execute techniques correctly. That requires A, a knowledge of what the correct execution looks like, and then B, some sort of sense as to how we're currently executing. Maybe that's an iPhone camera that we can then take videos and later dissect to see how we're progressing towards perfect or intended execution. What else? Conditioning. You go outside, running, sprinting, calisthenics. We don't need any kind of special equipment for that. A couple soup cans where we're throwing punches, shadow boxing, weighted punches. Increase speed and power of our techniques. We talked about this was the last video. You don't need a fancy weight set, you just need something heavy. Or you need to learn how to do single limb exercises, one arm jump push-ups, one leg jumps. Plyometrics for increasing speed, wind sprints. So again, you have to use some creativity, but you should have, up to this point, you should have everything you need for a good training program. Heavy bag, we don't really need that. Double end bag, damn sure don't need that. Speed bag we don't need. A heavy bag we do need. Okay, that's kind of the one piece of equipment we really can't get around. We have to learn how to put punches on something, how to execute punches, drive through something that's giving us resistance, okay, as opposed to shadow boxing. But it doesn't have to be a fancy water bag. It can be a buddy holding a medicine ball. It can be a mattress against the wall wrapped around a tree. It can be a sack full of sand and rags and whatever else you got to put in there to kind of get that correct consistency. Or go to Facebook Marketplace, buy you probably get like a $10, $20 bag, throw it on a rope, hook it around a tree limb. But we have to find something that we can put punches on. But again, the most important thing we're going to need, sparring. All right, second question by Hart, BJJ, and MMA. Can you discuss your favorite ways to get to the body on that liver shot? Tim Hart, the man, the myth. For those of you that don't know Tim Hart, he's one of my mentors. This man has forgotten more about fighting than I'll ever know. So, good question. For those of you that don't know, the liver shot is the left hook to the body, but I think more generally speaking, how to get a body shot in either hand. All right, so there's no clean answer to this one. There's no way of holding the fist. There's no correct angle. There's no specific combination because what works well with one person isn't going to work with the next guy. So the short answer is if they're looking for that punch, it's not going to get in. So we have to instead occupy their attention with something else. And this is a great question. I like this question because it's going to dovetail with something that not a lot of fighters find a high level of efficacy utilizing. That is learning to watch how your opponent acts and how they react to what I'm doing to them. So we have to always be watching our opponent. Don't go in there blindly, kind of just throwing punches. Every punch I have, what are they doing? Every punch they throw, how are they, how does that look? How does the rest of their body look? So if we're thinking about it that way, and I throw a jab in there, look to see how they're blocking it. Are they kind of having a big movement? That might be all you need. Maybe feint the jab and come underneath, or just hook right off of the jab. What if they're real composed and they catch that in a good position? All right, well, how are they gonna maintain that good position if I jab and then slam a left hook to the head after that? Or jab and then fire a strong up jab after that. Maybe they catch that good first punch in a good position, but then make a big movement on that second punch. How about if I throw combinations on them? Are they one of these fighters that doesn't even look to block the specific punches, just covers up? They ride out the punches. Once those punches stop, they come back with theirs. Well, if they're riding it out, how's their position? Is there an opening right in the middle there that maybe we throw punches, step off to the side and kind of dig one in? What if when they're throwing punches, if they throw a hard left hook to our head, how's that other arm? How's that other arm? Is it getting away from them a little bit? Look, if I'm doing this, all you got to do is slip the hook and then come underneath with the body, all right? So this is hard. I know it's a difficult thing. It's what I had trouble doing in the ring, but we need to watch and pay attention, be cognizant of analyzing everything we do, or find a coach that can do that competently and then do exactly what they tell you to do. But either way, there's no clean, one-size-fits-all answer. We have to see how this person is employing their fight game against us. All right, great question. I'm going to answer a DM. All right, so which one's next? Hey, bro, how do I get more power in my right cross? All right, so the biggest determinant of how much potential power we can have in a punch is how explosively we can punch that hip through. All right? It's like every other power sport. You want to throw a ball hard, you want to swing a tennis racket explosively. The hips control the body, they control the center of gravity. We need to punch that hip in the direction of the target quickly. All right, so learn how to do that. A couple things that can help that is, one, sitting down on your punch. We talked about this a few videos ago. By sitting down, we can utilize that leg power to help push that hip through, to help jump that hip through. Another thing, turn that heel when we rotate that hip. So don't rotate the hip this way with that foot flat on the ground. Pick that heel up and turn it. That's going to help us. That's going to help free that hip up. It's not going to allow, a flat foot is going to cause resistance when we try to turn that, when we try to rotate that hip through. Free up that resistance so that hip can kind of come through more quickly. And then, kicking that heel out, it just helps rotate that hip. All right, so we got good hip power. We have all the hip power in the world, but if it doesn't make it to the shoulder, then it's useless. And what's between the shoulder and the hip? We got this mass of muscle and organs. It's got to transfer through there. So that all the ab muscles all the way around have to be strong, they have to be fast. A lot of good explosive hip power, I'm telling you, dies in the middle here. But get this strong, get this fast, and then it's up by the shoulder. So that's 90% of it. I'm not even putting the punch out, putting my arm out, and that's the punch right there. At that point, all we have to do is just explode with the fist and then direct it. Don't chop down, don't slide in, because when we chop down, all that power that should be going into the target is now being deflected down. We're not getting all that energy transferred into the target. All right, so sit down, turn the heel, kick the hip, fire the shoulder, direct, the punch into the target. All right, hope that helps. See you guys next time.